Hey, Facebook. Hey guys, I wanted to just come on here really quick and talk to you a little bit about our distance learning units. A ton of you guys got them over the last couple days in the sale, and I'm really excited to see that people are using them. The way that I know that people are using them is because I keep getting requests from students to access the audio. So one thing that we did in in all of our distance learning units is I had my friend Andrea, she recorded audio, and Paulino is also doing some. We have a few different people recording audio, but we have audio recorded by native speakers in all of our distance learning units, which is so important for students to be getting that audio input while they're home. That's one of the biggest things that they're missing out on being in class with you. But it makes things super complicated, as it turns out. There's all sorts of complexities that come along with embedding audio into files that we're sharing in Google. So in the first thing that you guys can do to help is reach out to your IT tech person and have them whitelist our email address. So all of the audio files are stored in my Google Drive. It's info@comprehensibleclassroom.com. And so if you have your IT person whitelist that email account, students should be able to access it without any trouble. Right now, what's happening is that when they go to play the audio, it's not letting them access it because it's stored outside of your organization. So they send a request to me, but I can't even grant the request because I'm outside the organization. So they're kind of blocked from that. So have your IT department whitelist that email account. I can't embed the audio and put it in the file folders that I'm sharing with you because the functionality, audio files can't be resources that I'm sharing via Teachers Pay Teachers. The way that it links to Google Drive, it doesn't work. So that's the first thing you can do is just have your district person whitelist that email account. Another thing that's happening is that as students are all around the country are trying to play these same audio files, there can be this play quota limit that's reached. And it doesn't seem like there's a really good way to bypass that for this situation. What you can do, and what was working for teachers yesterday, is let your students know that if they ever try to play the audio and they get that error message that says play quota reached, have them clear their cache, and then they should be able to play it. So again, that's if you're using the audio as it's originally embedded in the files and you get this play quota error, just have them clear their cache. I know all of these things are like really annoying. It's a lot of learning and training for your students. And I think that all of us are feeling like it's a lot all at once to try to figure out these new systems. And it is a lot right now, but we have to remember, like, it is really easy stuff. We just have to get used to it. So once your students get used to it, like, when I see that error message, this is what I do. It's a really simple thing to do. It just takes training to know to do it. So whitelist info@comprehensibleclassroom.com. Have your students clear their cache if they get that play quota error reached message. The third thing that I did yesterday, and this takes a little bit more work, but it's a way for you to totally circumvent all of these problems. In the teacher instructions for each unit, I added a lot of instructions about audio. So if you go back to your teacher, you'll have to re-download it from Teachers Pay Teachers so that you get the updated teacher instructions, and then read through the audio help subheading. And after you read through all the ways that you can and can't share the audio, you'll see a little link that I kind of hid in the instructions to a file folder in which all of the audio files are stored. And in that file folder, you have view-only privileges, but you can download those audio files to your computer follow the terms of use that I wrote in the instructions. You can download those to your computer, or you can add them to your own drive. And then once you have the copy of that audio file, you can actually embed it. You can delete the audio that I originally embedded in the file, the one that's stored in my drive, and you can embed the copy that's stored in your own drive in the file folder. And that way, everything stays within your own organization. And your students, the play quota isn't going to be such an issue because it'll only be your students that are using that file, not students all around the country. So that takes a little bit more work on your end, but it's going to make it easier for your students because they won't have to deal with any of the permissions or anything like that. So the only thing that I'm asking, and you'll read through it in those audio documents, it's kind of terrifying for me to give you guys access to the audio files, because unlike with a print resource or a document that has a copyright information on it, those files have no identifying information. It doesn't say, copyright the Comprehensible Classroom, or this was created by it doesn't say anything. So if you were to use them inappropriate, like if you uploaded them to your district website or to a public Google Sites thing, or if you put them on Edpuzzle, something like that, then the whole world has access to these things that I have written and paid to have recorded, without having any way of knowing that it's intellectual property that's copyrighted. So please, as you're reading through those teacher instructions to get access to the actual audio files, please follow those terms of use very carefully, so that you guys can solve these problems that we're having with the audio, but also make sure that our intellectual property is protected. And we're going to keep working through this with you, just like you're trying to figure out this new way of teaching with your students. We are still figuring out the best way to create and share resources with you. Of course, reading is easy because we've got Garbanzo. The engineers actually right now are working on some huge updates for the teacher dashboard. We're going to make it way easier for you to see your students' grades and their progress. We also are going to make it possible for you to assign a lesson to multiple classes, which is really exciting. So we have some big updates that we're working on for Garbanzo to make it even easier for you to use there. But then for these, as we're looking at long-term day in, day out classes, we're really excited about these digital units, but definitely a big learning curve. So with the audio, have your IT person whitelist info@comprehensibleclassroom.com. Have your students know that if they get an error message about play quota, that they have to clear their cache. And number 3, look in the new teacher instructions, which you'll need to re-download from Teachers Pay Teachers to get the new instructions. Look for the link to the audio file folder so that you can actually get copies of the audio file, and then you can re-embed it in your links so that everything stays within your organization. And I hope that helps. And we will be putting out more things as the week goes on. I said Unit 9 was going to be ready by today. Some of you guys already got it, and we are making great progress. I think it'll be done within the next few hours. I'm really excited about some of the stuff we're doing for that. So have a great day. Stay home, stay safe, and see you next time.